Guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm actually at Flinders Street, no, Fed Square Park, whatever it's called. Yeah, I don't know where. I'm just here and I thought, why don't I film so I get something done? So I'm trying to be productive. Sorry if it's a little bit bad, the audio and the camera's a bit shaky. It's very windy and I'm holding this on my arm. Don't have a tripod or anything, but why the hell not? It's a change of scenery and I'm already here. And yeah, this week's Top 5 Wednesday theme is Top 5 Disappointing Reads of 2018. I only read 14 books in 2018, which is seriously not a lot. So, number one, the most disappointing book I read last year, I would say, was Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, because it had such a potential to be really good. It was a sci-fi dystopian thing, which I usually really love, but I really did not like it. Part of it was that I had to read it for school and I was forced to read it, and I think I only read it in about 4.5, maybe 5 hours. So yeah, audiobook privilege. A lot of telling and not a lot of showing. It would just say things happen instead of giving us a reason to actually care about any of the characters. All the characters were flat and there wasn't actually a lot of substance to the story, which is why I didn't like it. So yeah, I'm open to reading it again and trying to like properly find like what the hell the story's supposed to be about, but like I just really didn't like it. But I did like the ending. I liked the last sentence. The last sentence was actually pretty good. I am definitely open to reading the book again just because I want to like read it and turn it into a script, because I reckon it work way better as like a television show and I want to see how that would work, so might read it again, but otherwise I just did not like it. The second most disappointing book that I read would be The Crucible by Arthur Miller, which was another book that I had to read for school. Really didn't like it, never something I would have ever picked up, kind of boring, set in a complete era that I just don't like, and the characters, didn't really care about them. Sometimes John Proctor was a bit funny, but he was mostly just an asshole, and he was really annoying for me to have to read every time in class because I hated him. Third book was the other book we had to read for school, which was Year of Wonders by Geraldine Brooks. Again, didn't like it. The pacing was really off. It was mostly boring. Characters were a little bit flat. Not much really happened, which, I mean, fair enough. It is a book about people in 1666 England, and everyone around them is dying of the plague, so not much really can happen except people die. So fourth most disappointing book I read was The Butterfly Lion by Michael Makugo. This was actually a book I reread. It wasn't really that disappointing, but in the scheme of things, like, I just didn't get that much out of it. But then again, it is a children's book, and I just kind of read it to, like, you know, remember what happened in the book. And it was so quick to read, really. Like, when I read this when I was probably 8 or 9, like, it felt really long, and it just really wasn't. Because it's a children's book. There's really not much for me to get out of it. I did find it a lot less confusing, but there just wasn't a lot happening in it. So yeah, I didn't really like that aspect of the book. And the fifth most disappointing book of the year, not most disappointing, but disappointing reads. Fifth one, if I remember what I read, I would just say it wasn't really disappointing. It's just that it didn't have as much impact as it did the first time I read it. Would be 1,000 Feet of You by Claudia Gray. Thank you, Motorbike Dude. It's just, yeah, not as good as the first time. Cliffhangers weren't really cliffhangery, but because I know what happens next anyway. But I really love when you're reading a book for the second time and it's just got as much weight as it did the first time. That it doesn't really have that, but overall it's still good. All the books I gave them all at least like 3 stars, so I didn't really hate anything I read this year. Just wasn't really the best kind of thing, you know. So yeah, thank you for watching, and there's gonna be a new video on Sunday.